Two minutes till we get going here. That is good. We got about 60 seconds till we get going. We're doing our first Instagram Live class in a long time. So we're doing Instagram Live, and then I'm also going to record the live stream on our Mind Body app as well. So we'll get this footage onto our Mind Body video on demand for you ASAP, as well as Instagram Live Saturday mornings. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. and it is good to be back here on the Instagram Live world with you guys. We are back in action, back and ready to go. This workout, all you're going to need is your body weight to kickstart us back into action here. So get yourself set up, get yourself ready to go. You don't need any equipment at all. I got my yoga mat right here. That's all I'm going to need. I got a bottle of water, maybe two, because the energy is going to get popped up in here. First Saturday morning Instagram class live in about 2 months probably, but we got in. I was going back through all my videos that I had on my data plan is maxed out right now, but I was going through all the videos that I had saved up from March to August. We did 90 videos over those 6 months. So that averaged three videos a week, every week for 6 months. And the reason I was able to do that every week was because of support from all the people that are joining in right now. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out through that quarantine that we had. And I'm going to be adding in more and more videos for you guys throughout the winter as these winter months come and keep us locked indoors a little bit more once again. We have some more exciting stuff for you coming up this coming Monday too. We're going to have 2 different virtual boot camps ready for you. But as well, I'm going to do this Saturday morning Instagram Live class every week for you moving forward. So get excited, get fired up. We are ready to get going. Like I was saying, all you're going to need for this workout is your body weight, yoga mat, bottle of water. Get yourself ready to go. We're going to start off with a little bit of a yoga flow. So if you are ready to rock, all you need to do is come down to a child's pose and maybe go back and forth between a child's pose and a baby up dog to get yourself flowing and get yourself ready to go. We'll come together as a group in about 60 seconds because it is our first workout in a while. And you know, some of those Bale sisters might be coming on a little bit late, just like usual. So you got to give some people some time to get in, get themselves ready to go, get themselves joined into what we're doing. And what we're going to start off with is a little bit of a yoga flow, a slow-moving yoga flow to get ourselves ready to go on this Saturday morning. Then we'll start to move through a little bit of a faster vinyasa, but then also we're going to get some body weight strength movements in. So we're going to focus on a lot of push-ups, a lot of leg strength, and then we'll mix in some cows and core throughout. All right? Saturday morning, 9:30, we are ready to go. So let's come down to a child's pose together right now. So your knees are nice and wide, your hips are back over your heels, your arms are outstretched in front of you right here. My knees are wide, my hips come down onto my heels or at least close to it. My chest comes right down towards my quads, and then my head is the last thing to come all the way down. Crown of the head comes down to the mat, and we find some stillness the very first time that we come through this position here. Inhale, exhale, we stay here. Inhale, exhale, let's flow forward through our first little baby up dog together now. So I'm calling this a baby up dog because I want my knees down on my mat. I want my hips dropping down towards that mat as well. And I want to turn my elbows towards each other. As my chest comes forward, my heart comes open. But it's very little stress as my knees are down on the mat. It's not a standard up dog position where we're getting a little bit of heat built through the shoulders. We'll get there. But right now, like I said, the first time we come through each one of these positions, we want to just come through it nice and easy, find some stretch before we build some strength and build some heat. From this baby up dog, let's push right back to that child's pose once again. Bring that chest down towards the quads. Throughout everything we do through this class, but throughout anything we do through any exercise, the more we do it, the more we're going to get out of it. Each time we come through one of these positions, there's nothing different from that. So inhale, exhale, flow forward through that baby up dog once again, and maybe the second time that we come through it, we feel that little bit more of a stretch through those hips. The first time through it, we found some stillness. This time we're going to get a little bit of movement in, so I want to look over my left shoulder, and as I do that, my right hip lengthens. My right hip almost drops into that mat a little bit more, and I feel that stretch through my right hip flexor. Everything we do on one side, we do want to do on the other. So as I inhale and exhale and move to that other side, I'll feel that stretch through my left hip now as I look over my right shoulder. Keep the integrity of the arms here. The elbows are still turned in towards that rib cage, but we are just getting a nice little stretch to get ourselves started today. Let's come back to that child's pose for a third and final time together. Let those knees really sink nice and wide. Let that chest come all the way down to the ground. And now, just like we got a little bit of a side stretch in that baby up dog, let's walk both hands over to the left side of our mat to get a good stretch through that right lat, that right side of the back here. Inhale, exhale, and stay through this stretch right here. And then on our next inhale and exhale, let's walk those hands over to the other side. Both hands come over to the right side of the mat. I feel that stretch through my left lat, the back side of my left side body. Inhale, exhale, we stay here. Walk those hands back through the middle. And now for the first time, as we come forward through our baby up dog, I'm going to try to bring my knees off the ground just slightly. So it's that same position. My hips are still up off the ground, but the more I can bring my hips down towards the ground, the more of that front side of the body stretch is what I'm going to feel. As my father likes to say, yoga is basically burnt down to one sentence. It's bending one way and then the other. So right now we are lengthening the front side of the body, letting our hips drop down towards the mat. Now I want to close down that front side of the body by flipping back to a downward facing dog for the first time. So my knees are generously bent. My elbows are almost bent slightly as well. My elbows turn towards my ears, and my hips come back towards my heels if I can. Just like every position we come through so far, I want to find some stillness this first time that we come to this downward facing dog. All we want to do is listen to the body right now. There might be some aches and pains. This might be a tough position for you, but all you can do is take that in stride. We're not going to be able to fix that in this 30 to 40 minute workout, but all you want to do is take note of where you're feeling each position that we come through, and then maybe those positions are more practice that you can give yourself later in the day. We find stillness here first, and then let's start to walk that dog in place now. I bend my right knee as my left leg straightens out, and then I go back and forth on both sides. So as my right heel comes down towards the ground, my left knee bends generously, pedaling those feet out in place, feeling that stretch through that calf and Achilles. And then right from here, I want to drop down to my knees. One more time, let's just push right back to that child's pose. I told you we're going to start nice and slow through this flowing yoga flow to start, but we want to get more stretch than strength out of everything that we do, so we get a little bit of a rest, a little bit of reprieve from that downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, and flow forward through that upward facing dog. Those knees could be off the mat if you can. But again, whatever we do, if you need to drop back down to a child's pose as we start to move through this yoga flow a little bit more, feel free. Drop down. Whatever you get done today is better than the version of yourself that skipped this class, that skipped right by. Inhale, exhale, and push back to that downward facing dog. Those knees are generously bent here. And again, right away, you can walk that dog in place. So I bend my right knee, then my left. The first time we came through this, the feet didn't really move at all. But this time I want to start to inch my feet right up towards my hands until I'm able to land into a standing ragdoll position. So I want to just really relax, let all the tension out of my upper body. That starts with the head, so try to release all the tension out of the back of the neck, out of the shoulders. Let those arms just hang down towards the ground. Let those fingers just land right by the toes, maybe down by the mat. Maybe it's up by the shins for you. But like I said, wherever you're at right now, we don't try to fix it in this moment. We just take note of it and give it more attention when we need to. This is my folded forward position here. All tension out of the upper body. I feel that stretch through the back side of my body, not just my hamstrings, but also my back, because I'm just really relaxed and letting all the weight out of my upper body and just hinged at the hips. This is my folded forward position. I want to come halfway up. This is going to be my flat back position. I'm pressing my hands right into my upper shins or right onto my knees if I need to. If you're down a little bit lower, that's fine too. As long as that back isn't rounded, this is where we want to be. My back is nice and flat. My neck is neutral because, like I was saying, in that ragdoll position, we want no tension through the head, neck, and shoulders. But we listen to the body. We feel where we feel this stretch different than that ragdoll position. So let's come to that again. Really relax. Let those arms just hang down. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here. On our next inhale, come right back up to that flat back. Hands right onto the upper shins. Actively pressing into those legs with those hands. In doing that, we feel that stretch through those hamstrings, but we also feel the muscles start to activate through the back. Inhale, exhale, and fold forward again. Now on our inhale, we come to that flat back. On our exhale, we fold forward. According to your own pace, don't feel like you need to stay with me breath to breath, movement to movement. Unless you really want to, that's fine too. But your inhale is to the flat back. Your exhale is to that folded forward position. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. On our next inhale, let's come all the way up to standing, letting that head be the last thing to come at the top. Shake those legs out a little bit, and then bring those arms up straight. Damn it. My Instagram Live just cut out. I don't know why that happened. Let's do it again. It's usually for music, but I don't have any music on. Let's see if anybody else comes back in, but we'll join it right back in here. Up to the standing position, we shake out the legs, we shake out the arms. We bring the arms all the way up through a rooted to reaching position here. And then from here, we want to bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, exhale, and stay here. Inhale, exhale, and bring those arms up. Let's come right into a baby back bend here, palms facing forward. Inhale, exhale, let's stay here for another breath. We had to restart that video, so if you guys are just rejoining us on Instagram, thanks for coming back out. I hope it doesn't happen again. Inhale, exhale, root to reach, and then fold forward right from the hips. We sweep the feet, come right to that flat back. Down before we come up, and then let's come right back to that baby back bend at the top. Inhale, exhale, root to reach. Sweep those shoelaces flat back. Our goal here is a range of motion movement. When we try to come down a little bit further each time we come down, we also try to come up a little bit higher, open a little bit wider each time that we come up. Range of motion, sweeping those shoelaces flat back. All the way back up. One more time. Flat back, down, let's come up. As we come down, we land into that flat back and we stay here. Let's step back to a high plank, and for the first time today, we want to build some heat through the shoulders, through the core. Our high plank is exactly that. It's a plank, and it's called a plank because we want to be flat as a board right through the midsection, but also stiff as a board right from the upper body, right down through the hips, right through the glutes and the legs as well. Try to build that strength through the whole upper body, lower body, midsection. Tighten that core up to take the pressure off the shoulders. Turn those elbows towards each other to take the pressure off those shoulders. But that plank is high, and we are holding it. That neck is still neutral, so you could be looking down about a foot in front of your hands to take the tension out of that upper neck, that upper back. From this high plank, I want to swing my upper body forward slightly, then drop down, sink down to a low plank, just hovering over the ground, still on the hands and the feet. From here, we come up through an upward facing dog. The hips stay off the ground now. In through the nose, out through the mouth, we stay here. In through the nose, out through the mouth, we flip over onto the balls of the feet and push back to a downward facing dog. Walking that dog in place. Feel, pedal out those legs. Feel that calf and Achilles, those hamstrings start to fire up as we walk those feet up towards the hands. 6 to 8 steps, landing into that folded forward position. Halfway up to that flat back. Fold forward before coming all the way up and open at the top. Inhale, exhale. Regroup to reach. Sweep those shoelaces flat back. Step or jump the feet back to a high plank. Inch forward and then down to that low, hovering over the ground, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, try to jump the feet up to the hands. Land to that flat back. Fold forward. All the way back up. Let's flow through that 2 more times, exactly with that pace. Sweep those feet flat back. Jump those feet back to that high plank. Chaturanga right down to that low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend those knees. Step or jump those feet up to those hands flat back. Fold forward. All the way up. And open. 1 more time. You know what it looks like now. Flat back. Jump back. High to low. Upward to downward facing dog. Bend those knees. Jump those feet up to the hands. Shake those arms out. Shake those legs out. We got everybody back into this Instagram Live. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with me. We're going to mix in some higher intensity stuff now. High intensity interval training is where we're going to be next. So I want 20 seconds of each exercise that we do. What we're going to look for through each circuit that we do is 1 upper body movement. So 1 version of a push-up, 1 lower body movement, some version of squats, reverse lunges, forward lunges. I'll tell you what we're doing each time. Then 1 version of calisthenics, 1 version of all core work. I'll tell you what we're looking for as we're doing it. Our first exercise is going to be push-ups. I want to be working for 20 seconds only. 20 seconds only and 10 seconds recovery. Let's get ready for our push-ups. So come down to that child pose right now. I got to be careful with this music. I hope they don't jump in again and take me out. If they do, I'll come right back for you. We'll keep doing it for you. 5 seconds till that buzzer goes. We want our push-ups coming first. Ready, set, let's go. 12 to 15 reps or 20 seconds, whatever comes first. Push-ups, going from your feet if you can. If that becomes too tough, feel free to go from your knees. But if you go from your knees, keep those hips back, down, and keep everything in line. Good, make yourself up to standing. You got 10 seconds to shake those arms out, shake those legs out. Our first calisthenic movement is going to be jumping jacks, light on the feet. We go for 20 seconds starting right now. Let's go. We got 4 exercises to this first circuit. It's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds recovery. We're going to try to come through this 4 exercise circuit 3 times. And turn it into 6 minutes total. That's good. 10 seconds to recover. We stay standing. Next strength movement. is an alternating reverse lunge. My fingertips are right by my ears. My feet are shoulder width apart. Big step backwards, alternating lunge. My back knee just about touches the ground, but my front heel is where I gather that strength from. That front heel, that front glute is where we're getting that focus here. 3 exercises down. Let's come down onto our back. 90-degree flutter kicks is what we finish up this circuit with. That first set, last 20 seconds. Down into it. Right now, let's go. One leg up, one leg up. And they alternate. We are moving now. Time. Rolling over. That is what our circuit looks like. Be ready to work now for 20 full seconds. Push-ups. Let's go now. Depth of the push-up, extension of the push-up. That's what we're looking for right now. Everything's not going to be perfect, but that's the beauty of these virtual workouts. You're doing them at home. You're watching me do them, but I'm not watching you do them. But you're going to hold yourself accountable. That's good on those push-ups. Make your way up to standing. Act like this is a FaceTime, not an Instagram live class. Jumping jacks. Let's go. Act like you're looking at me in the mirror right now, and I'm looking at you in the mirror. Hold yourself accountable, and if you don't have that character to do it yourself, that's when you pretend that me or Big Tom is in that living room with you right now. As scary as that may be. Good. 10 seconds to shake those legs out. Reverse lunge, alternating, core engaged. Upper body stays upright. Big step back. That front heel, that front glute, that front hamstring, tight and getting that work in. Time, that last exercise is those flutter kicks once again. Coming back, closing out this second set. Let's get through it. You get more out of what you think about. Through this movement, think about those abs. Don't let the hips, don't let the quads take over. Fire up those abs. Time, 2 sets down, 1 set to go. The longer we go through anything, the stronger we get through it. Right now, third and final set of push-ups. Let's do it. 20 seconds. Depth and extension. Talk yourself into what you're doing right now, not out of it. You got the rest of the day to do what you want with it. The rest of this 20 minutes is to do what I want you to do. Stay with me. That's good with those push-ups. Up to standing. Done with those push-ups for this circuit. Jumping jacks in. 2, 1. Let's go. Tail end of this circuit. Done with those jumping jacks. Reverse lunges coming back. Alternating. Wide base. Front foot. Getting that work in. Let's go. Be about that strong finish through anything that you're doing. Coming up to that finish line, most people want to slow down. Start to get that heavy stomping foot. Start to walking into that finish line. Not us. That's what it might feel like for 2020 right now. Down onto our backs. Might want to just limp to that finish line. Call it a year. Not us. We're going to take this next 4 weeks to improve ourselves. Not just limp to that finish line. We accelerate through the finish. Through whatever it is that we're doing. Time. That is a 6-minute circuit right there. Time to drink some water up. But we're not done with that yoga flow that we did to start. We're going to use that yoga flow that we slowly progressed into and build on that. Build on that flow that we were doing together over that first 8 to 10 minutes. But now we're going to shorten that up a little bit. We'll still get a little bit of a stretch in. We want to focus on getting our breathing back under control right now. So come down to that child pose first. Your knees are nice and wide. Your hips are back over the heels. Sink deep into that child pose and stay there for a breath or two. From that child pose, let's flow forward to a tabletop position here. So my back is flat. My neck is neutral. I'm looking down to start. Inhale, I want to drop my pelvis and look forward. Exhale, cat. I want to look down right between my legs. And you go according to your own breathing once again. Inhale, look forward. Maybe let those elbows turn. Exhale, really round those backs out. Taking all the tension out of the neck, out of the shoulders, and going according to your own breath for a couple of more cat-cows here. Trying to slow everything down from that high-intensity interval training circuit that we just did. One more cat-cow here. And then let's push back to that child pose once again. Palms are flat down onto the ground. The crown of that head comes down to the ground. Inhale, exhale, and flow forward through a baby up dog. Let those hips drop down into that mat. Now we're going to come right through that flow that we finished with, that vinyasa flow that we finished with right from here. If you don't remember it, I'm going to go slow through the first couple, then we'll start to progress a little bit faster through each one that we come through, all right? From this upward facing dog, let's push back to that downward facing dog. Really try to bring the chest back towards the quads. And just telling you to do that, I felt a difference in my position myself. So listen to each cue that I give you. Even if you think your downward facing dog is perfect, maybe a little cue, a little adjustment will get you a stretch in a little bit of a different position. Start to walk that dog in place. Really shift the hips back and forth as you let that back side of that leg lengthen as that heel comes down towards the ground. Start to inch those feet up with each step now, but you're still walking that dog 8 to 10 steps, landing into that folded forward position. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, fold forward before coming all the way up and right into that baby back bend. Let's stick with that baby back bend every time you come down. If it feels better for you to come down nice and far here, great. If you want to stay up here, fine. Whatever works for you, you make adjustments as you need to. Inhale, exhale, root to reach before coming all the way down, sweeping those shoelaces, flat back. Fold forward, step back to that high plank, inch forward, and then down to that low plank, coming right up through that upward facing dog. Knees off the mat if you can. Push back to that downward facing dog. Only about 4 or 6 total steps, walking those feet up to the hands. Flat back. Fold forward, all the way up, and open. A little bit faster now. You less coaching, quicker movement here. Step or jump those feet back to that high plank. Inch forward and then down to that low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend those knees, jump those feet up to the hands, flat back. Fold forward, all the way up, and open. Again, let's go. Sweep those feet flat back. Jump those feet back to that high plank, inch forward, and then down to that low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend those knees, jump those feet up, flat back. Fold forward, all the way up, open. Again, let's go. Chaturanga, high to low plank. Upward to downward facing dog. One more time, all the way through it, flat back. Fold forward, all the way up and open. Sweep those feet flat back. Jump back, high to low, upward to downward facing dog. Land down onto those knees. Drink some water up. Just a quick vinyasa flow to break up each circuit that we do. I still got some people here with me, so I'm going to keep going. If you guys are ready to rock, I'm ready to rock. Y'all came back in with me. I love it. Not just after I had to restart this specific video, but after a couple months off, you come right back. That's the shit I'm talking about. That's the community that I like to see around here. Let's get ready for our next circuit. Very similar to that last one that we did, okay? We're going to be doing a push-up. We're going to be doing a leg strength. We're going to be doing a calisthenic. We're going to be doing a core movement, all right? So that first push-up, now we did standard push-ups last time. You're probably able to get about 10, 12, 15 reps in with each set that we came through. I want to slow that down a little bit here. So we're going to do our push-up, but then we're going to crunch our knee up to the same side elbow before we go into that next push-up. It looks like this. I'll show you first, all right? So it's a push-up. When I get up to the top, that's when I want to crunch my right knee up to my right elbow. Push up, crunch my left knee up to my left elbow. So it's not down here. It's not a Spider-Man knee crunch. It's a push-up, then from the top, knee crunch. Then we go to that other side. We'll make our way up to standing after that, and I'll tell you what's coming up after that as we approach it, all right? Let's get ready for those push-ups first. We still here? We're still here. Let's go. Ready, set, push up to that knee crunch. Let's go. Core engage as you crunch that knee up. Just 20 seconds. We're probably only going to get about 6 or 8 reps in, and that is absolutely fine. Drop to those knees. Make your way up to standing. Stationary high knees. We are just running in place. It is just 20 seconds, and it started right now. Light on those feet. Pumping those arms. Breathing controlled. As it starts to get out of control, we bring that focus back to it. Good. Our next movement, 90-degree leg raises. We're going to switch up the order a little bit here. Instead of those flutter kicks from earlier, the legs stay together. Down and up. A little bit slower on the way down. Up with that purpose. Again, bring the focus to your breathing, but bring the focus to the attention of what you're trying to do with this movement, and that is the lower abs. 10 seconds to make our way up to standing. Our leg strengthening movement is going to be body weight squats. I want my hands down by my side. I want to swing my arms forward as I kick my hips back and down. Depth is getting what you can out of it. The legs are probably feeling it a little bit already from that yoga flow, but also from those lunges from earlier, and maybe from taking some time off from working out in general. Good, down and ready for those push-ups. Coming right back. Push up to that knee crunch. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 20 seconds only. Probably only getting about 6 or 8 reps in, and that is fine. Coming up to standing. Stationary high knees, 20 seconds total. 8, 2, 1, let's go. Just about that movement more than anything right now. High intensity interval training, that heart rate is up, but we try to stay comfortable while it is. Time, 10 seconds to make your way down onto your back. 90-degree leg raises. Coming back for you. Hands under the butt. Legs out straight. Ready, set, let's go. 20 seconds only. Probably only getting about 10 reps in total. And that's okay as long as that focus is on those lower abs. Time, 10 seconds to make our way up. That last exercise of this second set. Bodyweight squats, steadily paced, not too fast. Glutes engaged, especially as you stand up tall through that squat. Time, 10 seconds to get back down. 2 minutes of work left in this circuit here. Push-ups to that knee crunch. We are ready to go. 20 seconds. Welcome that failure through your strength training. If you're going to fail anywhere in life today, it might as well be on your living room floor with T on an Instagram live workout. Get it done here with us. Drop to those knees. Taking your way up to standing. Stationary high knees. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Time. Down onto our backs. Last minute of work here. 90-degree leg raises. 20 seconds long in 2, 1. Let's go. Time, our last 20 seconds of work are for those body weight squats in this circuit here. Body weight squats. Ready? Let's go. 20 seconds. Time, we got a minute recovery. Our last 6 minutes of work is going to come back through some variations of that yoga flow that we did for a warm-up to start, that we did at the midway point of this workout, but it's going to be faster flowing, higher intensity, with some warrior stances mixed in as well, all right? We got 6 minutes of work left, and like I said, everything we do here together, we look to improve as we go. We look to accelerate as we get to our finish. We want to come down to that child's pose first, just like we did at that halfway point. We ease ourselves back into this yoga flow. Child's pose, sink into it. Bring that chest down to the quads. Bring that head down to the ground. Flow forward through a baby up dog. Keep those knees down on the mat. Inhale, exhale, and stay here. Maybe look over that left shoulder. Let that right hip lengthen. Inhale, exhale, and go to that other side. Back through to neutral. Inhale, exhale, and push back to that downward facing dog. Bring that chest back towards those quads if you can. Let the head just hang between the biceps. Start to walk that dog in place. And start to walk those feet up towards the hands. You know what that looks like. 6 to 8 steps, flat back. Fold forward, all the way up to that baby back bend at the top. Inhale, exhale, root to reach. Sweep those shoelaces, flat back. Jump those feet back to that high plank and hold it. Inch forward to that low plank. Down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up straight, toes pointing down. Heel that right leg open. Open that three-legged dog. Drop that right foot down. Raise that left leg straight up, toes down first. Heel open that top left leg. Drop that left leg down. Bend both knees generously. Jump those feet up to the hands, flat back. Fold forward, all the way up. and open. Inhale, exhale, root to reach. Sweep those shoelaces flat back. Jump back to that high plank. Inch forward and then down to that low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Raise that right leg up. Open it right up. Step that right foot all the way to that right hand. Warrior one here. That back left leg is just about straight. That back left foot is flat down on the ground. Inhale, exhale. Sink down a little bit deeper. Cartwheel those hands down. Push back to that downward facing dog. Raise that left leg up. Open it right up. Step that left foot to the left hand. Warrior one on this side now. Arms straight. That front knee right over the ankle. That back foot is flat down on the ground. Bring those hands down. Push back to that down dog. Bend the knees. Jump the feet up to the hands. Flat back. Fold forward. All the way up and open. Inhale, exhale, root to reach. Sweep the feet. Chaturanga. High to low plank. Upward to downward facing dog. Walk the feet together and back so they're right next to each other. Raise that right leg up. Open it up. Step that right foot between the hands for warrior two. That back foot is flat. That back leg is just about straight. We sink down onto this front knee. Arms are up. Bring that right forearm to that right quad. Inch forward. Peel the top side of that body open. Keep the integrity of the legs. Reverse that. Bring that right arm up. Let that left hand sink down that back leg. Cartwheel those hands down. Push back to a downward facing dog. Raise that left leg up. Open it up. Step that left foot between the hands. Warrior two on the other side. Stick it. Arms straight. Back foot perpendicular. Front heel dissecting that back foot. Sink down a little bit deeper. Left arm to that front left quad. Peel the top side of the body open. Keep the integrity of the legs. Peel that front side of the body open now. Cartwheel those hands down. Push back to that downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Jump the feet up to the hands. Flat back. Fold forward. All the way up. And open. Root to reach. Sweep those shoelaces flat back. Jump back to that high to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Raise that right leg up. Open it up. Crunch the right knee to the right hip, right elbow. Hold it. Back to that three-legged dog. Knee to nose between the forearms. Try to keep that foot and knee off the ground. Three-legged dog. Knee to opposite elbow, under and across the body. Three-legged dog. Drop that right leg. Raise that left leg up. Open it up. Left knee to left elbow. Hold it. Three-legged dog. Knee between the forearms. Towards the nose. Hold it. Three-legged dog. Knee across to that opposite elbow. Back to that downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Jump the feet up to the hands. Flat back. Fold forward. All the way up. And open, up through center, hands to heart center. Namaste. That is all I got for you today. Great job for showing up. Nice quick 40-minute workout for you. And the reason why I wanted to do it so quick is I didn't want to scare you away that first workout back here. But we got a lot of good stuff for you coming forward. Like I was saying through that workout, there's 4 weeks separating Thanksgiving from Christmas. Most people use that time to sit on the couch. They use this year as a wash. Wait till January 1st to kickstart that new routine. But that's not what we want you to do. We're here for you. We have plans in place for you. We have 2 different virtual boot camps starting next week, Mondays and Wednesday nights, Monday and Wednesday mornings at 6 a.m., Tuesday and Thursday nights at 5:30. They will be available through our MindBody app. I'll do these 9:30 a.m. classes on Saturday morning, but you see Instagram kind of cuts them out once in a while. So reach out if you have any questions at all. We're going to keep this stuff going for you, and let's get better as we move towards the end of this year. All right? Love you guys. Have a hell of a weekend. Thanks for coming out, all right? We'll see you next time.